today, and we are happy about it. We are happy that you are here spending the end of your work week here with us.
Look at that.
It was a great start to the day. A little chilly, but a lot of folks are sending in pictures on our Weather Watchers Facebook page.
We got the jellyfish cloud with the noctilucent clouds, 5:15 this morning, that launch from the Space Coast. This is not the Artemis, but another crewed rocket ship up to the ISS. And the perfect time.
What was so crude about it?
Just not crude, C-R-U-D. I get what you mean. It was fully appropriate.
Yeah.
Just crude, C-R-E-W. There you go. I know Ross knew what I meant. He just had to get his dad joke in. A little early for a dad joke. Ross, a little too young for that, but you know.
Well, I don't see maybe a couple gray hairs up there.
No. Yeah, so really cool. It's perfect timing. When we get these pre-dawn launches, like it can't be too early. It can't be like the 1 a.m. Launch. It's got to be, hour or so right before sunrise, and you get some really, really cool clouds. The construction site is back on our tower cam. Did you do this?
Nope, I had it.
It just automatically goes to this. I've been trying to get tower cam. I wanted to see downtown.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, so it was like, 10 minutes ago I looked and it was downtown. Yeah. It looked gorgeous. And
then you put it on the stadium?
Or did someone did. Someone moved it to the stadium.
I think it's Fowler, one of our directors. I think Fowler puts it on the stadium for some reason.
I don't even see any construction guys over there. Like they've left for the day. They started the weekend early.
Friday. Get out of there. Blow the air horn like Fred Flintstone. Go see Wilma.
Yeah.
It's over. Quitting time. And I don't know. I always hesitate to change that camera if it's on a specific thing. Like
because then you think someone wanted it there for a
reason. They're doing a news story about something, but then I'll do it anyway.
Yeah. You think they're doing a story on the Stadium of the Future?
Yeah.
So they've got it to that.
And when aren't those news people doing that story? That's always something. Those news people. That's why we're in the weather department. Not have to worry. What are we doing? But we have received emails. You keep showing that shot. It just looks like a construction site. That ain't pretty. It will be one day.
Hopefully, yes.
28. We got a couple years. But do you want to put the weather condition? Do you have that?
I don't have that on.
It's just a picture. You just want to show the picture. You don't want to show us that it's 62 degrees.
No. I was trying to hold back. We're doing things in moderation today.
We have to.
Unlike Lewis and his coffee, just down cup after cup of coffee.
This is not today.
It's going to be absolutely buzzing off the walls in here.
This is the first cup of coffee you've seen me have today.
That I've seen.
Right.
How long have you been here?
Since 9:45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably cup 4 or 5.
Okay. God, I got to go outside. So this morning early, had an 8 a.m. appointment to get my truck serviced, and there's like this just the simple things in life. It's so satisfying getting my truck serviced.
This is the first service for the Tacoma too. Oh wow, you've had it that long now.
Second, so it's at 9,800 miles. So I had to do a 5,000.
You're at 9,800 miles already.
10,000, yeah.
Oh my God! What? You haven't had that truck for that long.
Wait, I got it in June.
That's a lot. Well,
June, July, August. September,
I mean, you have a long commute here.
November, December. I drive 20 miles.
Yeah.
One way. I was doing the math on it. I think this year in a year's time I'd average about 14,005. But I don't,
I feel like that's a lot, but
anyway, because your dad is a professional here in this industry. Is he like 12,000 miles a year on a car? 15?
Well, yeah, no, him, we're from small town USA, dude.
Yeah.
He drives I guess he does have a 15 to 20 minute drive to work, but he also gets a loaner off the lot.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he never drives his own truck.
There was a point of me. Oh, so anyway, I love the service. I just love getting service. This is the best. Feel good. Get it cleaned up. It's nice. Do it at the dealership. But they have this, and maybe this is why I've only had this cup of coffee plus this one. So this is only my second cup, but the cup I made at the dealership coffee is they've got an espresso machine, and I did 3 shots of espresso in 1 cup.
Was it safe to drive after that?
That's
a lot.
I found myself white knuckling. I'm like just gritting my teeth. Really love it. So that's why it's been everything in moderation.
Lou's just like, if you saw Lew on the highway today, he was just like, ready to go. Wow. Okay, so I'm glad you paced yourself after that.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't do much more. My heart would have exploded out of my face. So, yeah, went down and saw the folks at the dealership today. It was a great morning, cool, as Ross mentioned, and now out of the beaches. Our cool spot out there, but
the cool air kind of came further inland today than it did yesterday.
I noticed that at noon. You know, kind of
because we were at 70.
Yeah, 70 at noon, and that was and we were forecasting 70 as a high today. And at noon when we hit 70, I'm like,
oh no,
it's the anxiety of meteorologists and the nowcasted temperatures. It's like, oh my God, because you had this. I mean, thinking about it last night.
Yeah.
Temperature's getting low quick. It's like, and we did that together. It's not like, any one person. We're all a team here, but you're like, how much lower is it going to get? But it was interesting to see that 70 kind of hold up before the temperatures fell.
And then the influence of the northeast wind kind of set in. It's been breezy, about 10 to 15. We've had, I think I saw a gust of 21 or 22 at the airport earlier. So
Waycross has some ingredients to get cold.
Yeah, a lot of dry air up there.
Dry air, calm wind right now. Those northeast winds not kind of cutting all the way across Brantley County from Brunswick to get to Ware and Pierce. Might be. I mean, we're all talking about a cool kind of start to Valentine's Day. We're in the 40s, but Waycross might surprise us.
We could have a chilly night. The wildfire risk inland has been a big concern again today. I think we saw a brush fire on Facebook earlier today that someone's whole yard kind of got burned up. We had a couple fires down in Putnam County, or at least one large fire.
Near Barden, in Putnam
Okay, so that's the same one from yesterday. Mm-hmm. It was 30 acres yesterday. I'm sure it's more than that now.
Yeah. I guess 75% contained or whatever, however they do that metric.
When I feel like at this point in kind of the drought stages that we're in, of course, it's extreme drought, the relative humidity really doesn't play as big of a factor anymore because it's so dry. So really any day that's sunny and a little windy, I mean, the vegetation is just dead. There's no moisture left in it. Yeah. So whether your relative humidity is 40 or it's 30 or 25, it's not going to make up much of a difference at this point. Really.
You got to have a week of just extremely humid air. But the thing about humid air is it's self-fulfilling. I mean, it leads to rain, generally speaking. So you get kind of one with the other. Bone dry air, lower relative humidities. I mean, there's just not enough juice to get the squeeze, whether we're talking water vapor or water actually falling in liquid form. So, yeah, we got issues. Don't smoke. It's a horrible habit, please. But if you do, don't put your cigarette out the window, right?
Yeah.
Extinguish. I mean, and we're truly at that point. We're at the point where if you sometimes you park your car on the grass or whatever, if you live, you have bigger field in the front yard, whatever. We're getting to the point where that could start a fire even.
Yeah. Or like leaf blowers, or just handheld machinery that is like gas powered or something that gets warm that you lay down there. I mean, the warmth from that engine could even spark something. So yeah, I think that's a good point. Like some things that you wouldn't think would start a fire, certainly I think has the potential to. You saw the previous graphic. We have some rain chances in the forecast. That's going to come from our next big storm system this weekend. So we're going to get into more of that kind of later on, but at least at the top of this here, we don't want to bury the lead. I heard you kind of mention that earlier. Weather impact alert Sunday afternoon and evening, really about 4 to 9 p.m. is your golden spot or window for rain, heavy downpours, and even some isolated storms out there Sunday afternoon and evening.
We're out of practice. It's been 130 days since we've had a thunderstorm. Let's get back in practice. And I mean, you as at home, what do? We prepare. We have the First Coast News app handy. We have notifications turned on just in case one or two happen to get up in that severe level with some gusty winds to 50 to 60, which could certainly happen. So that's kind of your main preparation. And with that First Coast News app, you can always mess around with our interactive radar, which can kind of help on the spot as well if you're away from the TV. That being said, we're going to take a short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back in, everybody. Our big weather headlines kind of for the next couple of days, or at least through the end of the weekend. Your Valentine's Day looking sweet and beautiful, just like Sweet Lew over there, as Chris Porter might say.
That nickname's followed me around a lot of places. It's
Sweet
so funny.
Lew?
Anywhere I show up,
Yeah, they know you as Sweet Lew.
Sweet Lou's just happened. It just happens naturally. I don't know. Chris Porter did, but it was the baseball nickname. Yeah, it was. That's crazy. What kind of wine do you drink? I see the wine there on that. What's your go-to?
Fruity wines.
Fruities.
Yeah. Fruity wines. I'm not a huge wine person.
Okay.
Maddie definitely is. Me, I'm blueberry,
Just something
it's got to be sweet.
sweet. He likes a sweet wine.
That's why I said fruit wines
Yeah, I
and
get
sweet wines. I don't like anything dry.
God, that gives me a headache.
Like
Even
dry?
talking about it. The
Yeah.
sweet wine gives me dry.
Oh.
No, I love dry. The drier the better. The sweet, anything sweet, I'm headaching for 3 days.
And I've gone to enough wineries that people have told me that if you like sweet wines, you don't really like wine. But if you like dry wines, then you're a wine.
What kind of I'm tired of people gatekeeping what people like. I'm tired of people gatekeeping. If I like this, don't come at me and be like, well, then you must not really like that. But fine. Oh, kiss my grits.
Tell him, Lou.
Tell him. Hey, you like what you like, man. But that's our Valentine's Day note. Get the loved one in your life something they appreciate. Maybe it's a bottle of wine.
I was like, that's our Valentine's Day note.
Ferrero Rocher, which is my favorite chocolate. You like Lindt? Is that what we said yesterday?
Yeah, especially the kind that comes out of the dryer.
Okay. God, 2 for 2 on dad jokes.
Wait.
The guy without children is punking me right now. But is fair because we got drought conditions.
This is true.
Continuing and rain and storms Sunday afternoon, which we alluded to in the Futurecast just a moment ago. Talking about cold in the morning, we've got that kind of covered for you there on the screen. I'm interested in talking about when it comes to the drought, comes to the dry conditions, the hard freezes we've had, the extra dried out fuels in on the ground, lightning risk.
Yeah.
With the thunderstorm Sunday, and the give and the take with the rain chances. There's your Valentine's Day, lovely day. I mean, I think the rest of the evening and into Saturday, outstanding, cool start, nice warm up. But the give and the take is with the shower potential we've also got, which could help. The lightning risk, and the only thing that's going to just add to that is the heat that we're going to have built in.
The heat and the wind, right? Yeah. I mean, we got strong southerly winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour, and I think that was interesting. The Putnam County, well, I guess it was the Florida Forest Service or the firefighters down there said the fire was they had erratic behavior. I feel like that is very worrisome verbiage to see when it comes to like a brush fire or a wildfire when it says erratic behavior, because then you don't really know which way the wind's going, or it's blowing or pushing the fire one way or the other, and that could certainly lead to
Ross on a Saturday night.
Erratic behavior.
Which way is he going next? Wrangle him in.
Keep you on your toes. But this is the lightning risk that Lew mentioned. We do have a marginal risk, so a level 1 out of 5 for severe weather there Sunday afternoon and evening. This is pretty much from I-95 west for Northeast Florida, and I would really say from like US 1 west for southeastern Georgia.
Yeah.
So main concerns with this, outside of just the heavy rainfall and of course the lightning concern, will be some isolated wind gusts, 40 to 60 miles per hour. We'll watch to see if any of those push past that severe criteria. And there is a very, very low tornado risk. It's not zero, but it is low, especially for our area. Now, you live a lot further west, really out towards like Tallahassee and, across the Panhandle, a little bit of a better chance for maybe a brief spin-up tornado. We're really not too concerned about that, at least, here around the Jacksonville metro for the time being, Lew.
Well, let's look at timing then. So, we kind of highlighted at the beginning, we're thinking 4 to 9, a little earlier. So our friends, Waycross, Ware, Pierce County, if you start seeing some showers, lunch, and a little after, we'll be prepared for that. But there's that line coming and extending through. And where you see it bowing out a little bit, the modeling even kind of hinting at some pretty good wind gusts there by 4 to 6 o'clock. So, and then extending on down, we got Daytona 500, but this would be southern St. Johns County. So when we say 90% showers, I mean, most every single one of us across Frisco is going to get some manner of rain as we go through Sunday. And then that moves on down towards Daytona. And our forecast is at least that most, if not all, of the race is going to get run, but it's all going to come down to, as Ross said yesterday, do we have delays? And if it kind of extends into the later part of the evening,
you mean like within the race,
within
like
the
cautions?
Race. Yeah. You get some sort of hold up to where the race kind of lingers on beyond normal time constraints. Maybe that's when you run into problems. Forecast rainfall has been kind of holding, maybe a couple of higher totals that we've seen in later model runs towards Gainesville, Lake City, getting closer up to that inch potential. But half an inch to 3/4 and up. Kind of that top end. Might be an inch to an inch and a half in isolated areas.
And we were having a good, I think, discussion about this earlier, that this is beneficial rainfall, right? It's all positive. It's going to try and cut into that deficit at least a little bit and start to chip away at some of the drought conditions. But it's also kind of a twofold thing where then you do have the storm threat and the lightning concern. Mm-hmm. And because things are so dry, even though you do have rain falling, it probably would only take, one good lightning strike to hit a real dry pine tree or dead tree out there or something. And before you know it, you've got this pretty large fire going.
Right. I mean, it's so dry. If two people with braces on their teeth start kissing, we're going to get sparks. It'd be a Valentine's Day. And you're going to have a romantic moment turn into a problem.
Yeah.
I
could see
sparks are flying.
I could see the look in Lewis's face where I'm like, yeah, he's trying to tee one up for himself. He's really proud of whatever he's concocted.
Two people with braces, man.
Yeah. Some people say there's sparks in here sometimes.
Did you have braces?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What age?
I was in ninth grade.
Yeah.
To the end of 10th grade. I think I had them for 2 years.
Okay. I think I had mine like 7th to 9th.
Okay.
Or 8th to 10th, somewhere around there.
It was in high school for it.
Yeah, it was early high school. Braces. I had the Bieber swoosh going on a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Oh, God. Well, thank God.
That
guy was a different time.
Yeah, I would like to think I've glowed up a little bit since then.
It is something. You just get better with age, Ross.
It's like a fine wine.
Like a fine fruit wine.
Fruit wine.
Strawberry wine. Ross loves it. Okay. All right, let's take a break. We got to talk about our rain chances and timing specifically for you so you can plan out your weekend. Don't go anywhere.
Let's give you a look, kind of breaking it down exactly the timing of when this storm, swath of rain and storms is going to come in Sunday. So you kind of look out towards northern part of Columbia County and Baker County, up across much of southeastern Georgia. I believe, rain is possible as early as 11 a.m. Perhaps the main storms roll in around or just after lunchtime, so noon, 1 p.m. And Lew had mentioned that earlier. Most of the rain for the, wrapping up by dinner time then. But for western sides of Jacksonville and Duval County, really as early as about 3 o'clock is when we could start to see some of that storm activity coming in. It will be interesting to see, does that line bow out? And if it does, the storm motion can certainly speed up.
Yes.
And those storms can push out ahead of the actual whole frontal system. So, for example,
it's already kind of indicating that, actually. At least modeling's showing. What we showed with Futurecast is everything is probably 5-6 hours ahead of the actual wind shift. It seems like, so which would occur late night, kind of Sunday night into the wee hours of Monday morning, while we have a small chance of rain in for Monday too, if there's just any sort of lingering moisture out there. Daytona 500, big one coming up, and like our forecast, we're kind of holding to the idea that I think we're getting most of it in. The one thing that we mentioned yesterday that might bite us in the butt when it comes to this forecast is just that random little beach coastal pop-up that just scurries up from the south.
Yeah, enough like instability and moisture in the lower levels that you just get a quick little pop-up shower there.
10-minute, but the main event line isn't going to be until 7 o'clock. I think maybe at 6-7 o'clock, depending on as Russ said, that speed as it starts to race. But if you're kicking off, you're getting green flag 2:30. 6:30, if you're lucky, we're getting done with, and should be, we timed this right. We beat the rain.
Are you pulling for anybody? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Is Dick Trickle in this one? Is he dead?
He's definitely not a driver anymore. You don't even need to look that up.
Is he dead? Is what I was going to look up. I don't think he's in it.
I don't know.
I love that guy.
Lew told me earlier that he's not a big NASCAR fan, which I think is just a travesty, considering he had a great video on Facebook yesterday. Truly an American hero.
He did die.
Street luge racer. And I feel like as a true red-blooded American, you should at least have some knowledge of NASCAR.
You know who I would? Okay, so by the way, rest in peace, Dick Trickle, 2013. He's been gone a while. So
been over a decade.
Thoughts and prayers to the Trickles. Sorry. The guy who
this is really narrowing it down.
Dang it, Denny Hamlin. Who was the guy that had issues up in North Carolina with Hurricane Helene? Anyway,
like his
maybe his
place
family.
Specifically. A lot of them live up and around the Charlotte area.
Yeah, they do.
That's a tough one for me to pinpoint because a lot of them live up there.
And then the one that gets, is it Kurt or Kyle Busch that gets booed alive?
Kyle Busch.
I kind of like him.
Yeah, see, not a fan of Kyle Busch.
I kind of like, just because you know what? I like the bad boys. I do. I like the guy, if like in golf, I like Patrick Reed, and everybody boos him, but I like him. Everybody needs a villain. We need a foil to tell a good story. Maybe that's where I'm going to go.
Okay.
Kurt or Kyle?
Kyle. Kurt is his brother. I'm not sure. I think Kurt still races. I'm not 100% sure on that.
What about you?
Kyle Larson is my guy.
Kyle Larson's his...
the reigning champion.
Said it without even any hesitation.
Yeah. Well, I grew up around dirt sprint car tracks, and Larson used to race there when I still lived back home, back in the good old days.
So he's a Pennsylvania guy?
He's not. No, he's from California.
Oh. But he just came around? Yeah,
but he's a great sprint car driver, and he, for a NASCAR driver to come and race in small town USA, that was a big deal for us.
It means you love racing.
Yeah. The same, like Jeff Gordon had been there, Tony Stewart had been there, Christopher Bell has been there.
Boys, Tony Stewart.
Well, big name people in the sport have come back and raced there, so kind of a cool, fun thing to see.
6'7". Nope, it's 6'9" on Monday.
Nice, feeling nice.
With maybe a stray shower early.
Some wraparound, lingering, moisture and stuff there behind the front. But
cooler afternoon, and I think but by the time we get beyond Monday, Tuesday, we really start to
turn up the thermostat.
Get to spring, and while we love to see it, we love beach days, we love outdoor activities. We want to get a tan. This is only going to crisp us up even more. because the breeze is out of the west to southwest at the 10 to 15. The low rain chances, even Friday, looking at modeling, it's painting some stuff on there, but it's not this well-defined, organized action.
That was us being generous and optimistic with the 10%.
Correct. Yeah, and just kind of, with confidence low, we'll throw it on there just so we're thinking about it and remind ourselves when we're coming back in to do our forecast tomorrow.
So even with the rain on Sunday, the wildfire risk and threat is still going to be a major talking point through